He told the deputy, I'm going in anyway, and the deputy says, if you do, we'll arrest you. Arrest all you want to, I'm going in. He said, we'll shoot you. He just gave up. I was sound asleep in my own bed, and all of a sudden I woke up choking. I couldn't catch my breath. And it took me just a few seconds to realize that it was that the air was contaminated. I recognized the smell as chlorine, the strongest I had ever smelled in my life.
It was a very sickening smell. The smell just seemed like it took over your breath. It didn't give you a chance to really breathe, because every time you'd try to breathe, it was just like something going in there and just taking your insides, burning, stinging.
The windows that were open would not close, so I roused my brother-in-law. We stuffed them full of sofa cushions, dirty clothes, whatever we could find. And still didn't do much good, but we tried. At that instant, my stepsister called and told us there had been a train wreck, so then we knew. It had been raining for a week. We had no option of driving out through the fields. It was so muddy that it would at least take a four-wheel drive vehicle to traverse that plowed ground. We didn't have one. I have a little office building not far from the house that is completely sealed. I thought if we could make that building, we would have a few hours. Another option, I had a tank of oxygen in the garage. That could also sustain us for a few hours. I reached in my pocket and got my keys, and they were just a glob of green corrosion. There's no chance of opening the door. My next shot was to get that oxygen out of the shop. Same thing, no key would fit any lock.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
We're
ma'am.
on Nelson Road.
What's going on over there, ma'am?
I don't know. I think a train derailed. We can't breathe.
Oh, we have someone en route to you, ma'am. Are you in the house?
Yes.
You need to get out of the house, ma'am, if you can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
You need to get out of the house, ma'am.
Our next option was to go down and see what the situation looked like down at the road crossing. Well, we drove down all the way up to the tracks. I walk up as far as I can. I see a locomotive laying on its side right across the middle of the street.
It was just horrible. There was no way that we could get through the road.
Yes, ma'am. EMS is on their way. They are going to get to you, and they will take you safely to the hospital, okay?
I can't wait much longer. It's been over 2 or 3 hours. We got to get out of here.
Okay, don't go back to the home, okay? Don't go back to your home. Ma'am?
What?
If you want to go back to your home, go ahead.
Well, once we got back at the house, neither Mary nor my brother-in-law could walk. I had to help them both to get back into the house. I told Mary I'm going to get Gene and Lois, my stepmom and stepsister. I'm going to get them. And she had 911 on the phone. And I told them that I was going to attempt to rescue my stepmom and my stepsister, and they told me we already got them, they're okay. I was terrifically relieved when I was told that they were rescued. because I'd been worried about them all along.
I kept calling 911, trying to get them to come, tell me to do something. All they would tell me is turn off your air condition, stay in the room, stay in the house.
We received a phone call from some group of volunteers, and he told me there's no gas to the southeast. We'll be coming in that way. We'll have 4 ATVs and 4 hours of oxygen. Said it'll be 20 minutes. And so that really gave me some hope. And finally the phone rang, and it was one of these guys, and he told me, he says, the deputies turned us back. They threatened to arrest us or fire on us, and they won't look at our credentials. They won't let us talk to who's in charge. They don't even know who's in charge. One of our sons, who was a volunteer fireman in another county, was en route somewhere and just happened by and heard this on the radio.
This is Charles Hill.
Yes, sir.
Mom and Dad, are they okay, or?
We are having a hard time getting to them.
Well, can't they just land a helicopter in the backyard?
No, sir, due to the chemicals that are involved.
Well, can't they just put a gas mask on and go in there like a fire?
Our officers, our fire department, and our EMS personnel are aware of your parents. And as soon as we can extricate them from the situation, we'll get them out.
Well, if I go over there, can I just get a gas mask and I'll go for myself?
No, sir, you will be thrown off the scene, and if you fight with the officers, you will most likely be arrested.
He told the deputy, I'm going in anyway, and the deputy says, if you do, we'll arrest you. Arrest all you want to, I'm going in. He said, we'll shoot you. He just gave up.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go into the shower?
What am I supposed to do?
Run the water on your body. But that's the best thing, so you can decontaminate yourself.
So in sheer desperation, I knew better than to get in the shower. I knew better than that. I knew better than to turn off the air conditioner. I was so desperate, I did it anyway. Big mistake, because with the introduction of that moisture to that room and no AC to pull it out, within 1 or 2 minutes, all the mirrors, all the windows start getting a green haze on them. All the pale areas of my skin were all burned. In some cases, the skin came off.
I know my husband, he was trying to keep me awake, and I was real sick.
Well, Mary stopped breathing, just gave up, wouldn't breathe anymore. I had to force her to breathe, to give her CPR. This must have gone on for maybe 45 minutes, I'm not sure. And all of a sudden, here's a city fireman in his spacesuit. He walks in the bedroom and he says, it's turned hydrochloric, everybody out. They drug us all outside. And hosed us down again and called in a helicopter and finally got us out of there. One of the firemen asked me, does anybody live in this house down the road here? And I said, they've already been rescued. He said, nobody's been rescued from that house. My wife and myself and that one dog are the only living things that survived in that area.
I'm sorry, I get upset, but thanks to God that I had my husband with me. And if it wasn't for him, I don't think any of us would be here.
I survived because I was too angry to die. Here I'm watching my loved ones die off, and there's nothing I can do.